Hi, my name is Alice and I am a third year placement student at Bournemouth University, but my main course is business studies with HR. I went to sixth form and then I actually started at a different university, but I actually dropped out and took the rest of the year off working. So my experience is a little bit unique. I enjoyed doing business at A level. That was one of the subjects I took, and university seemed like the natural choice to go. From sixth form to university, I was lucky I had the grades to go to university, so it's just somewhere I wanted to. I went to Southampton, University of Southampton to begin with. It was the course, so I didn't do business to begin with. I started on a different course and I loved the university, but the course wasn't right for me, so I was doing a healthcare course and I found it I loved working with people, but all the medical side of it just wasn't for me, and I made a rushed decision going to university that ultimately made me drop out after 2 months. Research so much. So research all of the different modules, every single thing that you might be doing at university, research all of the content that you might be doing, everything you're going to cover, and really think about whether it's right for you. Think about whether actually after university, what am I going to be doing after university? Am I doing this course for the right reasons, or am I doing it please my parents, or because it looks good, or because my sixth form told me to? I just think it was too science based for me. It was way too science based, and I'm not knocking the course or anything like that, because I think it's an amazing course, but it just was not for me, and that's my own fault for not doing enough research. Yes, so I changed to Bournemouth University because I really liked the vibe at Bournemouth University. I loved the fact it was by the beach. I really liked the fact that Bournemouth is a town and it's not too big. It's not too far away from my hometown as well, so I could easily go back home for weekends if I wanted to.
What's the Bournemouth vibe?
The Bournemouth vibe, I think it's quite chilled. So the Bournemouth vibe is they're not trying to be the top university, they're not Oxford and they're not Cambridge, but they're not trying to be Oxford and Cambridge. They're in their own university bubble where they don't care about statistics and being the best university possible. They just want to make the most out of every student and be the best that they can be. So I think that's the Bournemouth vibe. It's chilled. I love the beach. Yeah, the beach is one of my favourite things about Bournemouth. If just in summer or winter, just going for a walk, it's a sandy beach, it gets lovely sunsets in the evening. I like all the beach huts. Yeah, great. Love the beach. I would say it's not like your A-level doing business. So if you studied business at college or you did it as an A-level, you're going to be covering some of the same content to begin with. So do be aware of that. But it doesn't mean that it's easy, and it doesn't mean that it's taught in the same way. So I would say get to grips with the new style of learning that university has to offer, and get to grips of the fact exams are going to be different and the teaching style is going to be very, very different. I'd say just try and enjoy first year as much as possible. But if you're going to be doing a placement, if you think you might be doing a placement in third year, then yes, your degree your first year grade may not count towards your end degree, but if you're going to be doing a placement, it does count, because that's what employers look for. So have fun for your first year. Don't be too stressed about everything, because it is just the first year is just getting used to the course. But do focus, do work hard, and try to get a good grade, and don't just scrap around for a year, because you'll regret it in second year. The Bournemouth business student, I would say, yeah, just get involved. Join the business society for one. That's a really great way to meet like-minded people as well. Just get involved. Get involved in everything that Bournemouth Uni has to offer, and listen as well. Listen to what your lecturers are saying. Listen to what everyone has to say, and try to take on board all the information. The business version, I'd say, keep up together with what's happening in the business world. Find the news stories, actually think about what is happening in the business world at the moment and try to prepare for that. Also think about what you've learned as well previously. So if you did business at sixth form or college, some of the content is repeated in first year to sort of just make sure everyone's on the same level. So remember that information, keep things like your notes from A-level and maybe a couple of books, because they might actually come in handy for first year. So that's, I'd say, the best way to prepare. Tough. It was tough. It's so difficult because it's so competitive. Business, if you think about it, there's 350 people just in my cohort for business at Bournemouth University. You think the amount of universities in the UK and the amount of people doing business at those universities, all applying for placements, all wanting the best placements. So it's competitive and it's very time consuming. I'm at Microsoft on my placement at the moment, so I'm not in the offices due to COVID, so I'm working from home, working for Microsoft for a year-long internship. How can they get Microsoft? As first of all, do your research about Microsoft, be really familiar with the culture at Microsoft and the roles it could offer, and sort of try to get some experience that could relate to that, and tailor your CV and tailor your application towards the Microsoft culture if you want to get a placement at Microsoft. I'd say that's the best advice for getting a placement. So I'd say the culture at Microsoft is very much based on growth mindset. It's a very people-based culture. They're very much focused on inclusion and diversity and appreciating people from all backgrounds. I would say biggest myth is that you have to be a really technical person. So I do a business degree. I'm not the most technical person, but that doesn't mean you can't get a placement at Microsoft. So I'd say break down those stereotypes that you have to be very computer heavy, you have to know all the technology, because you really don't have to do that. Where do I fit in at Microsoft? So yeah, Microsoft is absolutely huge, as you can imagine. My job at the moment is working 9 till 5, Monday to Friday. So I'm in full-time work at the moment. And the way I fit in, so I work in the customer success part of Microsoft. So I work with some of the customers that Microsoft has, building a relationship with those customers and helping them adopt onto technology that Microsoft uses.
Are you enjoying your placement?
I am enjoying it. It's tough because of COVID. So it's really tough that I can't go into the offices and I can't do all the work I want to do, such as traveling and meeting customers, meeting people. I am stuck at home in my office, but yes, I am enjoying it. I can't go to the office. Also, some of my role is meant to be quite travel based, so traveling sort of to different areas of the UK and sometimes other countries. So I can't do that at the moment. That's the way COVID's hit. Also as well, just having everything virtual and not having that face-to-face relationship with other interns, and actually some people even meeting them face-to-face, it's difficult. I would say make your CV the best it can possibly be, especially if you're doing a business degree. In fact, no, any degree, you need more than your degree. Your degree is great, but you've got hundreds of other people doing perhaps the same degree as you, applying for the same job. You've got to stand out from the crowd. So you've got to do other jobs, you've got to have other experiences in order to get a placement. So that's things like extra work experience, that's things like volunteering, that's things like doing stuff, extracurricular projects, anything. So for example, at Bournemouth University, they offer the Global Talent Programme, for example. You can sort of be a student ambassador at Bournemouth University, things like that. You can tailor those skills, put them in your CV, so then when you have an interview or you have an application, you can talk about those experiences, and your skill base is so much more compared to someone who's literally just got a degree and they've done nothing else. I was a student ambassador for 2 years. So that's a part-time role with the university, working on things like their open days and their events to try to get people to come to university, and working with the schools part as well. So Bournemouth have a relationship with some of the local schools, so they do lots of school workshops, things like that. I was also on the PAL scheme as well. So the PAL scheme is a scheme set up with first year students to help them settle into university life. So in second year, I was a PAL student, so I had weekly sessions with first year students, helping them settle into university and making sure they getting sort of help with their course, things like that. So those are the two main things I did whilst at university.
Were they paid?
Yes, both paid. Yeah, both paid. So they were effectively part-time jobs that help fund towards everything else. I think it definitely helped. Yeah, it definitely helped, because you need those extra experiences other than simply your degree. You need to be sharing that you're doing lots of different things. It doesn't have to be a job necessarily. It can be other things, but definitely having some sort of experience and learning skills from that. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's the skills that you learn from it that then you can bring and show to your job. Look, I've got these skills, such as time management, for example, presentation skills. Anything that can learn skills relevant to the placement you want to do is great.
How far are you into your placement?
3 months. So I started July. So we're now coming up to the end of September. So yeah, 3 months. The biggest thing, I think, appreciate the student life. So obviously I had part-time jobs. I've had quite a few part-time jobs before university, but it's so different going from the student life where you might have, say, like 8 hours of lectures a week, and you've got quite a lot of free time, and you can do the work when it suits you, and your life is how you make of it. When you go into placement, you're full-time working. I do 38 to 40 hours a week. So that leaves literally your weekends is the most sacred time, and your evenings as well. So yeah, appreciate the student life, because full-time work is, yeah, it's not great. 5 must-dos in Bournemouth. What, just things to do? One is the beach. So go to the beach. Most obvious place, but go to the beach. Number 2, play mini golf there's a mini golf place just outside of Bournemouth. I can't remember what it's called. It's Dinosaur Mini Golf Place. Great fun, literally just outside of Bournemouth. Best thing you can do. Number 3, I would say, is I like the Bournemouth Gardens as well. So every year, I don't think they're doing it this year though, is they have a winter wonderland. So they have loads of Christmas trees and loads of, like a big Christmas market going through town. That's really great fun. And the Bournemouth Gardens, especially in summer, really nice place to just walk around and chill on the grass and just hang out with friends. Number 3, that was number 3. Number 4, number 4, I would say go to the New Forest. I know that's not strictly in Bournemouth, but it's kind of on the outskirts. And go to the New Forest. They've got all the wild horses there, so you can literally park up, go for a walk, go for a cycle, and you've got all the New Forest ponies, and you've got little villages nearby. So yeah. And number 5 is probably Splashdown. So Splashdown's a water park literally on the edge of Bournemouth and Poole. Really great water park all year round.
The club
is Toast Tuesday at Revolution. So it's held at Revolution. So Revolution is a bar/restaurant in the daytime, but at nighttime on a Tuesday they hold an event, and all the tables and chairs get pushed away, so it gets turned into a club, and it's called Toast Tuesday. It's a student night every single Tuesday. They have literally serving free toast, so it's someone's job to stand there with 2 huge toasters and literally make toast all evening, put butter on it, and then give it to you for free. The drinks are ridiculously cheap, so you've got £1.50 VKs, 5 shots for a £5. It's good music, very chilled, casual, and a cheap all-round good night out. Wildwood's the best restaurant because I think Wildwood is a chain, but there's not many of them around, so it's not as popular, say, as something like Pizza Express, which you can get anywhere. Like, you don't have to go to Bournemouth to get a Pizza Express.
What's the dish while you're there?
The dish at Wildwood is the peri-peri chicken penne, because all of the meals at Wildwood, Monday to Friday, or no, Monday to Thursday, all 50% off for students. So 50% off food and drink, Monday to Thursday for students. So you're getting, say, maybe a £14 main meal for £7. Bargain. I was at Cranborne House.
And was it good, bad, the positives, the negatives?
I think it was good. Cranborne is one of the cheapest student halls, so it was definitely on the slightly rougher end. It was just single beds. Everything was a little bit more run down, but it was very lively house. I think it's one of the biggest student accommodations as well, so there's plenty of people about. And you know what? It was great fun, despite the fact that maybe it wasn't as flashy and modern as some of the other halls. Second year, I went to student housing. So I shared with 5 others in a student house. Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, it wasn't. Student house was not bad. It's definitely different to halls. So you have a bit more responsibilities living in a student house, like things like remembering to take the bins out and thinking about bills and things like that. And also you're slightly further away from Bournemouth town in a student house as well. I don't know. I think there's quite a lot of new halls now compared to a couple of years ago. Honestly, I think there's nothing wrong with Cranborne. It's cheap, but it's cheap and cheerful. You have a great time. You don't have to worry about marking the walls occasionally because they're all marked anyway. It's comfy enough. You get a bed, you get your own bathroom, you share a kitchen. it's fine. You have a great time. You're only a student, you've got plenty of years to live in nice fancy places. So I have to go back to final year. So I'll finish this year, go into final year and finish that. I don't think I want to do a master's. I think I'll be done with education at that point. But maybe find a grad scheme either with Microsoft or with a different company. And maybe do that, or go traveling and try something different. I don't know yet. I would just say have fun, do a placement year, because I think it's the best opportunity to get actual work experience. Do one if you can, work hard, just enjoy yourself, and try not to worry too much about everything, because you're only a student once, and once student life is over, you probably could go into full-time work and you're never going to get this experience again. So yeah, that's my recommendations.